Hey everybody, this is going to be another disability perspective of an artist, and the artist that I will be reviewing today is going to be Dax. And the first video, really awesome, YouTube. Thanks for recognizing that. So I'm happy about that. Allowing me to have that video up and on my channel. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, we as YouTube creators, because I'm creating videos, I think sometimes we get too into blaming a platform, and I don't know yet what it's like once I get bigger. I'll cross that when we get there, but all my links are going to be down below to all my other social media. I'm an artist and I paint, so I like to look at this from a disability perspective as an artist. That's what I want to do. So we are going to do this. Dax, amazing, an amazing artist, very talented. It's nice to see people with lyrics and content and words behind the song, and the visuals are amazing. Really great. So here we go. And I'll be pausing it to discuss my review, because I've seen this several times. I've seen most of his videos several times. So yeah, this should be an interesting one. So let's get into this, and here we go. And that's a huge thing, right off the bat. He asks that question, what would you do if someone cheated? If you ask me now that my mind is in a different spot and my body's in a different area, and I'm doing really well with my physical therapy, and that's going really well. If you ask me now, since I have a lot of respect for myself, I would say, I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so, but what would your guys' answer be? What do you think would be that something? Either you would leave them, or you would stay with them, or you'd get counseling and stay with them, or leave them. Like, what would you do for your partner in that relationship? What would you do? If was somebody you cared about and then she cheated again? That's a heavy question, man.
So you telling me, after I took you back, when everybody told me not to?
See, when people are telling you, don't be with that person, don't go back, usually they have your best interest.
That you went and fucked the same nigga again? Fuck!
That explosion of anger, I've I have felt that. I know what that feels like. That dark place is so prevalent in my mind. I've been there, I've seen that, I've been in such a bad place, man. When your physical health and mental health are not, if either one of them are in a bad spot, that's tough. I know how that feels. Like, yeah, I know how that feels, man.
To be honest, I didn't even want to make this. I knew the topic I would talk about was frowned upon and heavily debated. Everybody thinks I'm happy, but I'm not, and this here is my confession.
He's talking about a mask that he wore over himself to hide himself from everything and everybody. A mask that we've all had to wear that mask at one time. I won't go into too much detail, but I want to tell you a quick little story before I go on with the video. So I think that when our mind is not in a good spot, when our mind and when our body and when everything is not working, when we're frustrated, when we're angry, we're upset, we're hiding ourselves from our families, we're running away from these internal issues that we need to take care of, but we don't. We just like let it like build up until we're just like, it's too much. Man, when your mind is not in a good spot. When your mind is not in a good spot, you sometimes don't even want to. It's hard to say this, but sometimes you don't want to live, but I do want to live now. For 30 years, I suffered from really bad cerebral palsy that left me in such a dark place. I hated everything. I hated my family. I loved them, but I hated them at the same point. And now I embrace and love them, and it's great, and it's so important to have that good family base. No matter if you have a disability or not have a disability, all matters. All stuff matters at the end of the day. Nothing like my family's had my back, my friends. It's like my family's not just my family. A lot of them are my friends. I consider them somebody I can go and talk to. I feel so close to everybody because it's like when you put your heart out there and your family shows you that love and that care, that's what matters. The love that's out there. So, yeah.
How I let a girl destroy me and then push me to the point of this depression. Yeah, I'm talking about that dude.
And he's talking about that chick that pushed him to depression. Man, like I used my relationship to think that I was curing my depression because I didn't want to face what I wanted to face, which was my insecurities in myself. I wouldn't have made these videos like a couple years ago. I wouldn't have made them because I was so in my head that if I am not even happy enough to see my face in the mirror, and I'm not man enough to look at myself, and I'm not mentally in a good spot, how am I supposed to put out any kind of content? You know, I paint and I love it. And I have some videos on my channel of me painting, so definitely check those out. Some of the links will be in the description below. But I think we all get inside our heads, and like dealing with cerebral palsy and narcolepsy and having a heart attack and almost dying in 2015, and that's why I'm on oxygen and I'm still alive. Man, I'm happy. I had to be in the darkest place in my own mind for 30 years before I could even step out of the darkness. Y'all gotta understand something, and I understand it now. Things come in time. Things happen for certain reasons. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. See, life is this yin and yang and back and forth and this and that. There's always two paths, two corners, and then it splits, and it's like craziness. Technology always changes. Like, so me getting my voice out there now, I can actually look at myself in the mirror and be like, you know what? Like, keep going. Because it's all about practical steps. You're not gonna just jump up to hundreds and thousands and millions of followers the next day. No, it's progression. So I hope you continue to join me on my road. In between some of the lyrics, I'll talk a little bit about my life and stuff like that, because I personally feel, and this is my personal opinion, is that I want to add something to the content. I don't want to just, if you want to listen to the song, you can go to the artist's video, but if you want to stay here and listen to the song in between my talking about the video, that's awesome. That'd be great. So yeah, I've been there, been in that dark place. Music helps me, man. Music definitely in the gym and doing my physical therapy and doing all my exercises and stuff, and I have a video of that too on here on my YouTube channel. So let's continue.
I'm talking about that suicide. Got all these cars, man, but who gon' ride? Fuck my friend a couple times, told me all those fucking lies. So I wrote a song so you can find out how I felt inside. I swear to God, I almost shot myself a couple times. I should be dead, so I had to talk.
I should be dead. Like that right there is like, my heart attack happened, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I was a goner. And that's crazy. But I'm here, so I'm happy every day I wake up. Every day I'm able to paint and put out content that I enjoy. That's what matters to me. To me, that's what matters. All right.
With God, and he told me it'd be hard, so I asked if I could stay and he could take you instead. Amen. Remember all the shit that you was telling me? How you love me and when
It's like talking about asking God for a second chance. Asking God for a second chance, man. Seems like life hands me these chances to still be on this earth. So take every opportunity to show the world who I am. And that's what matters. That's what matters to me. Oh, and just to let everybody know, I'm going to be putting out videos that I've already seen several times so that I can kind of talk about the music video and talk about it within my life. So just letting you guys know. I'll be choosing random videos and stuff like that to react to. Not react to, review, because I've already seen it. So all of these are reviews that I do on my channel. Reviews and me talking about myself and the video. So great job so far, Dax.
Body above me, now it's funny, all the shit that you promised is just a memory. Fucking lie. Yeah. You gave me something to believe in, then you broke me into pieces, and it's fucking with me mentally. I can't think straight. Yeah, and I can trust no other bitch because I'm starting to see women as the enemy. I swear. Yeah. I saw you texting with the dude, and it was.
Damn, seeing women as the enemy. Seeing women as the enemy when they're not the enemy. The enemy is ourselves, man. The enemy is ourselves. When we look at us, look in the mirror, and we really sit there and are we happy with ourselves? Women, relationships, they do not make you happy. They seem to you want to bend everything in it, and eventually that will break. Maybe that's why they call it a breakup. Because it bends so much that the ship just breaks in half. And you float apart. Interesting.
Cool because you told me you and him were just friends. Then I caught you in the bed, let it slide, took you back, and then you went and fucked the same dumb nigga again. What the fuck, bitch? I gave my all to you. There's a kid that no one knows about, and me and you both know I am the father to. That means I am a part of you. You went and broke my heart in two, then stabbed me in the back and watched me bleed and pulled an audible. Fuck, how you think this gon' end? Cause I've been dealing with depression, social media attention. They expect me to be happy, but I'm
They expect me to be happy. Man. I was so dark for 30 years. And I know that feeling. Before I got a surgery back in 2015 by a company called Medtronic that changed my life. I didn't know really who I am today. Because when your mind is stuck in that dark zone for 30 years, and then all of a sudden a light peers in, and somebody's peeling off the windows into my neurological system and into my brain, and it's like this medicine just allows me to speak a lot better, allows me to speak more fluently. I'm not all twitching and my muscles aren't all popping out from my skin, and I'm not so locked up anymore so easy. I can once that happens, I can just and breathe, and then it stops. But when you just feel that for 30 years, damn, this some think about it, shit. This makes you fucking freaking ducking. Oh, crap. I'll just have to edit that out. I don't know, I think to myself, like, we've all been there. We've all been there. We've all been in that spot where we all think to ourselves, like, does this person truly make me happy? Is this somebody that I can see myself being with? Is this something that will cure my depression? Depression takes time, it takes effort. Like, I write. Like, I will show you guys. I write tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. I have almost 130 pages filled out of like 210. So those are just things I like to write because it's important to me. It's another form of therapy that I learned. You need to talk about things. If it's not just with the therapist, it's also at home. And you need to get those thoughts out. So, yeah.
Fucking depressed. I swear I'm fucking depressed. All the money in the world don't mean a thing if you can't share it with somebody that you love and that you fucking respect. Do you know how it feels to be awake, but all you want to do is go back to sleep? Because reality is suffocating, pushing on your chest, so all you want to do is go and live your life in your dreams? Can you relate? Do you know how it feels when the person that you love doesn't love you back? When they say the right things, but their actions are the opposite of everything they tell you every day to relax? Leave that bitch. Nigga, I said leave that bitch! Bitch, I wouldn't kill for you. Yeah. Man, fuck all of this music shit, I'd pass up on a deal for you. Yeah. Other niggas try to fuck, I swear I only saw the real in you. Yeah. You cheated twice, and now I can't deal with you. Yeah. Stacks.
That's real right there. And that to me is very different music from different categories of today's versions of music that people listen to. I never say music's bad or it isn't bad, it's just not for me. But this music, Dax and Tom McDonald and Mercules and Hobson, Eminem, like all these people are lyrical geniuses. Tech9, Chris Calico. You know, those are people with such a grasp on the language that we all speak. And they can talk quickly, meaning they can rap. They can, like, because if you slowed it down and did, like, spoken word of their raps, you'd get a totally different effect than the other way. So, yeah, I think it's almost over.
Dear God, I ask that you give me the strength to trust again. Please help me relieve this burden from my heart. I know time heals all wounds and some just take longer than others. So I'm going to trust you with this process. Amen.
I've been there too, crying. It's a crazy place, man. It's a crazy place to be. This world is a funny place sometimes. Yeah. Do what you love, man. Not guaranteed anything.
Everybody put your hands up if you can relate. We all been there. It's for you.
I have. Alright. So, I hope you all watch the video and continue to look at my content.